Hail, lawmen. I got here as quickly as I could. Can you direct me to the officer in charge? Thank you. Well met, detective. What can you tell me about the situation? I see. The Fomorliane Mafia's goons are holed up in that hospital. They have hostages and are demanding the release of the recently imprisoned Don Fomorliane and his wife Livia, along with the means to make their escape. Well, we can't have that. The captain was telling me on the way over how much it took to finally catch the Don with enough incriminating evidence that his lawyers couldn't get him off. After all that time and effort, we're not going to let him walk that easily. Okay. Could you give me a rough idea of the number of mobsters in there, the hostages, the layout of the building? Yes, thanks. I'll upload those statistics into the HUD on my helmet. Oh, it might look primitive, but trust me, this helm and armor are both fitted with the technology necessary to get around in the modern world, and keep pace with my more high-tech adversaries. What am I planning to do? Well, I plan to go into the building, rescue the hostages, and disarm and capture all the gangsters. There may be unforeseen complications, but I promise to emphasize protecting the innocent above all else. I'm not one of those heroes who only cares about catching the bad guys. Ha. I appreciate your concern for my life, detective, but you can rest assured I am not fragile or vulnerable. I supplement my swordsmanship with martial arts and the odd piece of gadgetry. They will not get the drop on me. Now, may I borrow your megaphone, please? Thank you. Attention, ignoble lawbreakers! I am Blademaster, an acolyte of the Global Defense League. Lay down your weapons now, and I will ensure your safety. But if you choose to fight me, you invite your own humiliation. I am a student of the 7 greatest master swordsmen in the world, versed in multiple sword and hand-to-hand combat styles, and heavily armored to boot. You do not have a chance of defeating me. Consider this warning very carefully. Now, you can have it back. Hold the line out here, detective. I have business to attend to. Greetings. I take it you gentlemen do not plan to surrender. Very well. Then let us begin. Now you three stay here. I'll send police in to get you later. Another 5 of you. Very well then. My sword shall bring you all low. You fight well, Fomorlianes, but that is not enough. I did warn you of my credentials from outside the hospital. You should have expected this. Ah, hostages. Fear not. The GDL sent me to save you. Hold out your hands and I'll free you from your bonds. There. Now you just wait here while I clear out the gangsters on this floor. When I'm done, I'll come back for you and lead you all to the exit. I know you're in there. I've dealt with all your thugs and released the hostages on all the other floors. Your leverage is flagging, Fomorliane. No! Don't kill anyone! What would that profit you at this juncture? Do you know what happens if you kill that or any other hostage? At best, you'd be looking at a second-degree murder charge per victim. At worst, you could face first-degree murder charges and rot in prison for the rest of your life. Please, step outside so we can discuss this like civilized adults. These people have done nothing. If you want to point that gun at someone, at least point it at me. If it comes to it, I can fight back. Thank you. There's been enough violence already. Now, I see you've organized quite an extensive hostage situation. But this wasn't an isolated incident, was it? All across Pumpkin City, the supervillains are rioting, robbing, and causing trouble for the League and the police. Several of them are punching well above their conventional weight, with the levels of superpowers, tech, and ambition that exceeds mere petty villainy. Even the more ambitious sorts usually have a goal to reach and will theoretically leave when it's accomplished. We've never seen any of them play for time like they are today. Why, it's almost like they were trying to bog us down and stop anyone from interfering. You put them up to this, didn't you? You used your family's resources to organize and facilitate this collective crime spree. How did I figure it out? Oh, I didn't. The credit for that goes to Private Eye, the League's investigative expert. He kept in touch with me while I was fighting. I'll give you credit. You did a good job with this. But I don't think you accounted for the League to notice your capture of this hospital. That's why I'm here. But we still don't understand the motive. Obviously, you made it clear you wanted the Don and his wife released. But to go to such lengths for all this? I find that very difficult to understand. So why did you do it? It's not enough that you're an evil gangster? Oh! Don't blame your actions on a psychosis or your profession. All the effort you went to get all this done. It can't have been done solely out of obligation to yourself or your family. There was a reason for it. Ah. You're the Don's daughter, I see. So this was to free your parents. It wasn't truly your plan, was it? Your family's advisors helped put it together. Yes, I see. So you yourself are little more than the facilitator, if that. Oh, well, that makes much more sense. Well, I should tell you that this plan is well put together, but it's hopelessly flawed. Yes, that's right. Hopelessly. Perhaps your lawyers assumed that once your parents were evacuated from the country, they would simply be able to travel to another one. Non-extradition. But I think they underestimated how far we would go to recapture them. The League is not obligated to follow international laws that allow convicted criminals to escape punishment. Once we were informed of what happened, it would only be a matter of time before your parents were recaptured by the League's heavy hitters and back in custody, with additional charges for breaking out of prison and conspiracy to commit multiple acts of criminal damage, kidnapping, and at least a few murders, potentially, if certain victims in critical condition don't make it. And you yourself would be on the hook for those charges as well. Furthermore, even if not for that, you assumed that the defeated supervillains would not sell you out once they were arrested. I am not so sure. The threat of a long stint in prison can change people's minds in a hurry. They would have confessed eventually, and that would give Interpol probable cause for a dozen search and arrest warrants to seek out you and all of your family, your parents included. Finally, I don't think you considered that thanks to tech salvaged from the ships of the Krypton Imperium who invaded us last year, and Doc Cognate's tech and infrastructure upgrades, the city has the best ground-to-air defenses and military aircraft in this or any country on Earth. If it came to that, your parents' escape vehicle would easily be intercepted or shot down, Either your family has become extremely reckless, or all this time they have grossly underestimated the League's capabilities. And Pumpkin City's police, too. So what happens now? Well, I suppose that depends on you. You've been cornered, and I've cut off virtually all of your support. But there are still ongoing battles and situations around the city. Even if I stop you here, they'll just keep going, won't they? Did your parents think all the damage being caused would simply go away once they were cut loose? Did they even think that far ahead? And what about you? Have you no empathy for the people you're hurting this way? The damage you're causing with this grand stunt to free your parents? Huh? It's too late to stop it? Too late to repent? Oh no, my dear. It's never too late to see things my way, the way of the righteous. It's never too late to fix what you've caused. You can still do the right thing. Tell all the villains you recruited, and any of your men I haven't reached yet, to stand down. That won't change what happened? No, but it will prevent things getting any more out of hand. Surely that is reason enough to do it. Now go on then. Use your earpiece. Issue a stand down order as quickly as you can. I'll wait right here by the door. Well done. I knew you had it in you. But I'm afraid you still have to face the consequences of your actions. Now drop your weapon. Good. I understand you're sorry. But I'm afraid I still can't let you walk away from this unpunished. Turn around, miss. Hands behind your back. Now, I'm going to set the hostages free and bring you all out to the police. Wait here. You just wanted your mother and father back. Believe me, I understand, but this isn't the way to do it. And any parents who would ask you to do this for them don't deserve your love. It was wrong of them to ask it of you, just like it was wrong of you to agree to it. What's going to happen now? Well, obviously you're going to be placed under arrest once we get outside. And anyone in your family or in your family's employment who was involved in this debacle, however tangentially, will also be under arrest by day's end. Your parents will face additional charges once their role in this is determined. And all the supervillains who partook will also face charges, depending on how willing they were to partake in this scheme. As for what happens next, well, I suppose that depends on the courts and how willing you are to leave the life of a gangster behind. I can speak to the League about finding better parents for you. You're young and clearly impressionable. I hope that will be enough for the judge to show mercy. Now, we're almost outside. I'll hand you off to the police. Stay strong, answer their questions, and don't worry about your parents anymore. From now on, you should look for yourself. look out for yourself, and hope for a better future. Good luck, miss. Ah, detective. Yes, that's her. The de facto leader of these gangsters. No, I'm sure she was overseeing this operation, but I'm sure most of it was organized by her family. Not to mention, she more or less admitted that all the other, well, let's say incidents between the League and the various other supervillains were organized by her family. Was to stretch us and your forces to the breaking point so they could get the Don and his wife out of prison without interference. Yes, I imagine you'll have a lot of arresting and transporting to do tonight. Give or take about 5 to 10 prison vans. So why did she do it? She's the daughter of Don Fomorliane. Seems she was somehow talked or coerced into going along with this. She wanted her parents back, and that was reason enough to go along with it. You've heard of this happening before? This specifically, or more on principle? Yes, it's not at all uncommon, unfortunately. The notion of sticking by your family when times are tough is a good one, but if you leave the definition of tough times too broad, it can lead you to dark places. I, for one, am hoping that once she's served her sentence or done her community service, we can get her into a better home. She deserves a second chance. What am I going to do now? Well, I have to report back to my superiors at the League. Let them know what happened. Hopefully they'll have every other situation under control. She did issue a stand-down order, but for all we know, that may not be enough. What about you? 3 dozen gangsters to transport here, and 3 hours of paperwork to fill out. Yeah, not counting everything else that's happened. Sounds like we'll both be busy then. Very busy. Pleasure working with you, Detective. But for now, I'd better get going. I'm sure we'll work together again in future. Yeah!